Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Rewind That. It's your girl Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Alright guys, today we're going to be going over the season 2 episode number 4 called Back in the Lion's Den. Alright guys, the episode starts off with LaRonda making the decision to go on a second date with Sir James. Then Dr. Nicole asks Sean if he's going to do a second date with Brittany. And Sean says yes with a capital Y. And I'm not too sure that he would have said yes if LaRonda didn't say yes for her date. So there might be some pettiness going on. I don't know. Anyway, Dr. Nicole calls LaRonda out for all her eye rolling and the dismissing, right? But she also says that she sees it from both of them, right? Both Sean and LaRonda do this. Next, Dr. Nicole lets the couples know that Eric and Alexia will not be going on dates because they're going to take the time to focus on themselves and the way they communicate in their existing relationships. But everyone else will be going on third dates, and Darian is going on a third date with Kai. Next, we get to Alexia and Darian's house, and they're talking, right? Darian tells Alexia that he thinks they need to crank up the sex in their relationship. Then we find out that they have a condo that Darian often goes to when things get rocky between them. But Alexia tells Darian that she doesn't trust it when he goes to the condo because she feels like he's up to something. But, Darian is just saying, look, he don't be doing nothing. He just be going to the studio and there's no distractions and all that stuff, right? But Alexia says it's not going to kill him to pick up the phone and let her know what's going on. Plus, she's saying that there's too many gaps in time when he's out. We're going to get more into that a little later, okay, guys? Next, Darian goes on his next date with Kai, and her commentary for these last 2 episodes has been very interesting to me, okay? On last week's episode, she says that she didn't sign up to be a side chick, right? She's never been into being a side chick, and she didn't sign up to be a side chick. And it's either Darian chooses her or Alexia. Then on this episode, Kai says that Darian's relationship is always in the back of her mind, but she does feel like she could have Darian if she wants to. And my thing is, if she doesn't want to be second place, right? It really wasn't a good idea to sign up for this experience because she really needs to understand that these couples are here primarily to see if they could save their relationships. So, of course, you're going to be second, girl, okay? You're going to be second all the way up to the decision day, right? And if he chooses you, that's when you won't be second anymore. Anyway, Darian and Kai sit down and talk after they finished, doing their little go-kart racing, and we find out that Kai has 2 kids. And in the confessional, Darian says that he loves how passionate Kai is about her kids and how her eyes light up when she talks about them because that's how he feels about his kids. Darian also lets it be known that this is a very big deal to him, okay? Next, Sean has a second date with Brittany at the studio where he watches her lay down some vocals. So once they sit down and talk, they seem to have connected because, they have so much in common. But in the confessional, Sean says that him and Brittany were so much alike that if he did decide to pursue her, he knows how it would go. So he's just ready to go home at this point. Next, Jessica goes on her second date with Clarence where they work out together. And Jessica says that she likes the fact that Clarence is a gentleman. So during the date, Jessica turns on the flirtation and tells Clarence that he should take off his shirt, right? Because he looks like he's hot. So once he does, she lightly runs her hands down the middle of his chest, but then notices that he has a woman's name tatted on him. So Jessica says, "Who's Dana?" And Clarence lets her know that Dana is his ex-wife. So now Jessica is like, okay, let's go sit down and talk because she needs more info on Clarence now. So as they talk, Clarence lets Jessica know that he got a divorce because him and his ex-wife grew to be incompatible. So basically they grew apart, right? We also learned that there was also some infidelity in his past relationship. Next, Dr. Nicole comes to Darian and Alexia's house and they let her know that they've been bumping heads, okay? So as Alexia tries to explain herself as to why she doesn't trust Darian, Darian starts calling her a liar, basically barking at her, going crazy, telling her that the process is not going to work if she keeps lying. So it's pretty messed up. And even though we don't really know the ins and outs of their relationship, I doubt if Alexia is just going to lie about Darian's gaps in time and the fact that he doesn't communicate until he's actually left town. Like, she said that this guy will be out of town. He'll tell her that he's out of town once he gets there, instead of saying, babe, I'm going out of town in a few days. Like, that is not cool. And you definitely cannot build trust on that at all. So I don't blame Alexia for having issues of trust when it comes to him, okay? So Dr. Nicole is like, okay, y'all gotta calm down, okay? Because I can't even get a word in. Because y'all done started going at it as soon as I sat down. So after she asks them what's the root, right? Darian tells Dr. Nicole that Alexia wants to get married in a certain time frame. So Alexia says all of her friends are getting married and they have kids, and so does Darian. So whenever she brings up kids, she feels like Darian blows certain things out of proportion just so they could get off the subject of kids, right? And I really just feel bad for Alexia because she's getting older and she doesn't have time to play around about marriage and kids. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, it seems like Darian had 2 kids with other women while they were together. And maybe it was during a breakup, you know what I'm saying? But Alexia lets it be known that it was during the span of the 14 years. Now, Darian claims that he doesn't mind having more kids, but it's the marriage he's not ready for. So Dr. Nicole tells them that they need to work on a better way to communicate, and this includes Alexia not shutting down. She says they have to work on respecting each other and regarding each other's opinions. Next, LaRonda goes on her second date with Sir James. So they go bowling and they seem to have fun, you know. Then they sit down and talk, and LaRonda brings up the issue of Sir James' hand being on the small of her back. Now, she tells him that she doesn't remember this, but her boyfriend brought it up. And that's when Sir James says, oh, the dragon brought it up. So now they're referring to John as the dragon who was breathing down their necks during their first date, which is a reason they couldn't enjoy the date, right? So anyway, as they talk about Sir James' past relationship, LaRonda also tells James that her biggest issue with Sean is that he doesn't trust her and acts insecure, right? Like always asking where she is and who she's with. By the end of the date, guys, it definitely looked like James and LaRonda made a connection, and James showed interest for a third date. Next, we get to the group session, and Darian and Alexia let Dr. Nicole know that they took her advice and had a real talk where they listened to each other, and Darian was finally able to put her mind at ease with a certain night in question, right? But Darian still struggled with certain male friends that Alexia has, and in the confessional, he lets it be known that his concerns about this need to be taken a little more seriously, okay? So Dr. Nicole tells the group that if there are people, places, or things that are causing a wedge in their relationship, it needs to be handled, okay? You need to handle yourself first, manage yourself first, and then manage those things, which is very true, okay? Next, Eric tells Dr. Nicole that he feels like he can't tell Jessica his problems because she doesn't have any solutions. But Jessica says, I give you advice all the time. And Eric was like, yeah, but it's always something I already thought of. So it was just useless advice. But to me, guys, if your woman shares your same thoughts, then maybe it's confirmation that you were thinking the right thing, you know what I'm saying? Or that you're on the right track with something. I just thought it was weird for Eric to say that. Anyway, Dr. Nicole tells Eric that he needs to create an opportunity for Jessica to be necessary. So it's all about Eric opening up to her, right? Which Dr. Nicole says will be very important if they're going to be able to partner. Next, Dr. Nicole asks LaRonda how she liked her date with Sir James, and LaRonda says it was fun and James was very handsome, but she found herself having to lead the conversations a lot, and she didn't like that because she wants her man to take interest in her. Therefore, she will not be going on a third date, and that did surprise me, guys. Now, on the flip side, Sean lets Dr. Nicole know that he will be going on a third date with Brittany, and that surprised me a little too because, you know, that little comment that he made earlier about knowing what to expect, that kind of made me feel like he was saying that the relationship would kind of be predictable. But I guess I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I guess I misinterpreted it because he tells Dr. Nicole that he doesn't want to put himself into a situation that would be hard to get out of when it comes to these dates. But Dr. Nicole says those are exactly the situations you want to get into. And I'm like, child, it feels like Dr. Nicole be pushing for these connections with these dates now, okay? I don't know. Just making it freaking hard for these couples to stay together. Like, I already told you guys this show is so interesting, but I just don't agree with the methods. Anyway, next, Jessica tells Dr. Nicole that she will not be going on a third date with Clarence because she likes to turn up. And I guess Clarence just was boring. I don't know. Then we get to Darian, right? And when Dr. Nicole asks him if he can see himself with Kai, he says if it were before he got with Alexia, he could easily see himself with Kai. So Alexia is not happy about his answer at all, right? Especially since his answer was so quick. Then it was time for Darian to decide if he was going to go on a fourth date with Kai. And unfortunately, he says yes. He's going to jump back into the lion's den, right? So Alexia gets up and walks out because she doesn't think that Darian going on all these dates with Kai is helpful to their relationship. And that's pretty much how that episode ended, guys, with Darian going after Alexia and asking her, what's the issue with this girl? You know, he's asking Alexia, what is the issue that you have with Kai? And I don't think that that was a good question. You know what I'm saying? Especially for that time. Like, you need to do a little better in going to comfort her or whatever. Do something that's assuring. Don't be asking her what's the issue with the freaking girl, okay? But we will see next week how things go, guys. Also, one thing I noticed is that this season, they don't have like those bonding times set aside for the ladies and the men, right? And I actually thought that was a healthy part of this experience last season, you know? So I'm wondering why they haven't done it this season. Anyway, guys, that's the video for today. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Let me know what you think about, Darian continuously going on these dates with Kai, all right? I don't like it because I just feel like it's an excuse for him to continue to see her, but he swears up and down that it's going to help his relationship with Alexia, but it's just making her mad. You know what I'm saying? It's pissing her off. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about it. All right. All right, guys. That's all I have to say with that. Let me know your thoughts and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Until next time, you guys take care and be blessed. Bye-bye.